In this video, I'm going to explain to you how to do the wrong warp setup in all forts. This setup is slightly different than in any percent, because in any percent you want to warp from 7.1 to the credits, but in all forts you want to warp from 7.1 to World 8, since there's still a fort to beat in World 8. So because of that, the setup changes a bit, but not too much. So let's have a look at what you need to do. So first, you go up here, you kick the shell down, and you go up the right pipe. Make sure you kill all 3 piranha plants here, and then go up the pipe again. So you get to the next koopa, stomp it, and bring it with you up the pipe. So when you bring it up, you need to kill it. You can kill it here on this pipe, or you can just kill it here, it doesn't matter, as long as it dies, it's fine. You grab the koopa on the right, you go to the left side of the left question block, and make sure you can't go anymore to the right, and let go of B so it dies. You get the next koopa, the Koopa, and this is the same as in any percent. You just kick it, or you just let it go and stop it right next to the pipe. So like this, when there's no pixel in between the pipe and the koopa. Make sure you take damage. 2 ways to do it, like this, a slow way, and grab the shell. You go up here and wait. So you wait here until the koopa starts shaking. So let me redo this for a bit. Go down the pipe again, take damage, and grab the koopa. You wait here until the koopa starts shaking. So look closely. And start shaking, you go up, make sure you move 1 pixel to the right here. And go down. Immediately. Just hold down, buffer it, and then you go down this pipe. First try every time. And now we just wait. So if you've done all this correctly, you should get the wrong warp. If you use the 7.1 practice ROM, it should say down there 20, 80, 90. Jump and you end up in World 8. Now make sure you go into the pipe, which is down once, twice to the right, once up, press A, and you go back, and the world's back to normal. As long as the world is glitched, you can't enter anything, and there's a lock here, and you can't pass the lock either. So you need to go into the pipe, so you can beat the Navy to get rid of the lock here, and then enter, and then continue World 8 as normal. The good thing is you skip the first tank, which is a pretty long auto scroll, like 1.5, 2 minutes, which is good. Also, one thing you probably have noticed is that we get Fire Flower, and that's because you don't exit the level normally, the game doesn't update your power-up status, so you just get back with whatever you entered the level with. Can be a frog suit, can be a fire flower, hammer suit, tanuki suit, just the normal leaf, anything. Whatever you entered with, you keep. In this case, it was the fire flower. Yeah, any power-up with which you can kill the piranha plants without using a shell. So the fire flower, hammer suit, tail tanuki suit, you can do this setup with. I think fire flower is the easiest and works the best. Hammer suit is also pretty easy if you are used to how to throw the hammers to kill enemies. If you keep missing them, it can take a while longer. Fireballs are way easier to hit, but hammer suit is the faster route. It can be a bit annoying though. Well, it's only faster if you get hammer suit in 7.8. Not if you, but if you get it in World 6, it's still good to use it there, unless you're afraid to lose it in World 8. So yeah, I think Fire's flower is the best. You could go for the leaf, but it's getting a leaf from a mushroom house is RNG, so I don't recommend it. Tanuki suit is a better choice. I think mushroom houses in World 5 that always give you a tanuki suit. So that's a better idea than the leaf. So you could also go for a Tanuki suit if you want to. It is slower, but I think it's still, even if you grab the Tanuki suit, it's still faster than the normal route. But then you do have to grab the fire in the navy to make it worth it, I think. So let's have a look at the final Koopa. The one you had to bring up the pipe and go 1 pixel to the right. This one. Where you had to go 1 pixel to the right to make it work. Since you have to wait until it starts shaking, you don't have a lot of time, so it's a bit easier to mess this up. All the other Koopas you have like all the time in the world to set it up, so it's not too hard. But this one is probably the hardest part of the setup. So let's have a look at what happens when you mess it up. Let's see. We moved too far to the right this time, so you can see the value down there that was 90 before in the when we did it right is now 91. So the Koopa is was 1 pixel too far to the right when it despawned again, when it went off screen. That's because we moved 2 pixels to the right instead of 1. So let's see what happens when you do that. So you go down the pipe and the game crashes. Usually you get this screen. So if you get this screen, you know the Koopa was 1 pixel too far to the right, so you probably moved too far. So yeah, don't press too hard, or else this might happen. Let's have a look at what happens if you don't move. So you either don't press hard enough so you don't move, or you just don't forget to move. So it's 1 pixel too far to the left. You can see the value that was 90 before is now 8F, which is means the Koopa moved 1 pixel too far to the left. That's because you didn't move.
I'd say this mistake, you still don't want it to happen. It just slightly gets worse. You'll see soon why.
It still will kill your run, but the game just throws you out of the level. So if this happens, you just didn't move. The thing is, why we bring up the Koopa after we wait until it starts shaking is that if you bring it up immediately, it becomes a bit more inconsistent in what it does. So now we moved 1 pixel to the right, and we wait, and we go down. Let's see if it does anything weird. It might be normal. No, look at this, 91. It just didn't move enough. Even though we moved exactly 1 pixel to the right, because we went into the pipe too early, the Koopa did something different. Sometimes it might work, sometimes it doesn't. But you really don't want anything inconsistent out of your control to happen with the run-ending crash 35 minutes into a run. Like, this is the last thing you want to happen. So make sure you enter the pipe when you see the Koopa, when you see that the Koopa starts shaking, and then use the little time you have to move 1 pixel to the right. Make sure you practice it enough, because I think that's the most difficult and the easiest part to mess up. And you just don't want this to happen. I think that's everything. Yeah, everything you need to know. So yeah, good luck with practicing the wrong warp and good luck on your All Fortresses runs.